Hey guys, so for today's video, we are doing a full face of mostly new makeup, or like makeup that is new to me pretty much. So last week, I was kind of having a shitty week. I needed a little retail therapy, so I placed a Sephora order. And I bought some things I've had my eye on for a minute, so I wanted to try them all out together on a full face of new makeup video. So I purchased the new Hourglass Hydrating Skin Tint. I know this just came out, but I loved the last Hourglass foundation, the Soft Ambient one. What is it called? Soft Glow Ambient something. I love that foundation that they came out with last year, so when they had a skin tint, I had to try this. I finally purchased the LYS Beauty Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. I've been wanting to try this for so long, so I'm excited to finally try it today. I also picked up one of the Rose Inc Blush Divines Radiant Lip and Cheek Color in the shade Heliotrope. I have heard so many people talk about this specific blush color, so I'm really excited to see how we feel about this. I also wanted to try a new mascara, so I purchased the Say Mascara 101. This is just the mini version. And then in PR, I did receive the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Concealer, so I thought we'd try that out today as well. We kind of have a full face of new base products, so I'm super pumped for this. I also purchased this puff thing from Real Techniques. It's the Miracle 2-in-1 powder puffs. You know how like everyone is using makeup puffs these days for their powders? I haven't really purchased one yet, but this one caught my eye because I love Real Techniques, and this one's actually double-sided. So it looks like this side is really similar to their sponge. Like it's kind of that spongy material, and then the other side is kind of like a typical powder puff. So I was thinking like, oh, can I turn this? Ooh, you can turn the inside out, and then like pressing your powder, or like really pressing your concealer in. I think this sounds nice. Do you get it wet? Best used when dry. Okay, good to know. So I might use this today for some under eye stuff. We will see. So I already did my brows off camera. Let's zoom in and start with the Hourglass Skin Tint. I also got a Dutch Bros Rebel here with me, so I'm in a good mood. I'm excited to film with some new stuff today. Ooh, but first I'm gonna start with my Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. This thing is freaking amazing. I love applying this first, and then once my makeup is done and I do my lips, they're like super hydrated. I layer it up. Ooh, do I need a primer? My skin's feeling pretty good right now. I don't know. I think we should just try the Hourglass by itself and see how it looks on its own, because it does say it has kind of a radiant finish to it. For shade reference, I did get the shade 5. You have a little twist off and it's a squeezy tube. This shade might be a little bit deep for me today because I have like no self tan on, but there it is. Kind of a thicker consistency, like it's not too runny. So I'm gonna pick this up with my current favorite foundation brush. This is the BK Beauty 101. And let's see how this covers. So on Sephora, it says that this is a lightweight skin tint that boosts your moisture levels. It gives you a dewy glow and provides a sheer veil of coverage for comfortable all-day wear. Can definitely tell it has a really pretty glow to it. I'm gonna do half my face at first so we can kind of compare. Okay, I actually feel like this looks really, really nice. It definitely is a light coverage. You can still see a lot of my spots still peeking through, but that's totally fine with me because I use a full coverage concealer on top anyways. It's definitely super glowy, so if you have oily skin, I'm not sure if you would like how glowy it is. I feel like I did use quite a bit though on that one side of my face. I'm gonna try the other side with my Real Techniques sponge. I do think it applied really well with the brush, but I do want to try it with a sponge. But sponges usually do soak up product. Yeah, I think I like it better with the brush for sure. I just feel like the sponge is soaking up a little bit too much, and my skin kind of needs that coverage. Based off the claims, I would totally agree. It is light coverage, radiant finish, and it looks really hydrating. I do have dry skin, by the way, and I really have been into skin tints lately. I just don't really like the way that a actual foundation looks on my skin. I've just been preferring the way that my skin looks with the skin tint on. Okay, that's pretty good. It's a little dark on me, but that's fine. I'm not really going anywhere today. All right, so now to add some coverage on these spots that are still peeking through, I'm gonna take my NARS Soft Matte Concealer, but I did depot it into this little Sigma Compact. This concealer is in my project pan, and I'm doing a really good job at getting through this, but I do love this concealer. I saw this pimple right here on my neck. Came out of nowhere. I'm gonna let that concealer sit on my skin for a minute, and I'm gonna go in with my Sigma Under Eye Corrector, which is in the same compact. And I like to mix both shades together, and I'm taking the BK Beauty A506 brush. I don't know if I told you guys here on YouTube, I went to the Taylor Swift concert in Seattle. I think it'd be 2 weekends ago by the time you're seeing this video. And I left my freaking makeup brushes in Seattle. I'm so pissed. Like, obviously, I have a lot of brushes and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I have a lot of duplicates, but there's some brushes I don't have duplicates of. And I bought like all of my go-to brushes with me and I had them in this cute little case, and like we were leaving the hotel. I looked in the bathroom. I was like, yep, I got everything. Nope, I forgot my makeup brushes, and I also left my makeup mirror in the Seattle bathroom. So that's super upsetting. So if you see me using different brushes than I normally have in the past, that's why. And with this same brush, now I'm gonna pat in the NARS concealer. And this is my second time traveling where I have had a makeup brush issue. Last year when I went to New York with Bumble and Bumble, I forgot my makeup brushes completely on that trip. Again, I had them packed up in this little silver case and I just forgot to put the case in my suitcase. Which makes me wonder, should I just get a brighter brush holder? I feel like that would solve a lot of my problems. Like if I just get like a bright yellow one, so when you're leaving your hotel room or your house, you're like, oh, there's my bright yellow brush case. No more neutral or black cases for me. I already know I'm not going to do an eyeshadow look today. I'm probably just going to do like bronzer in my crease and mascara and call that good, because that's kind of like my everyday look. But let's do some under eye concealer with the new Makeup Forever HD Skin. I'm a little nervous to try this because I didn't like the HD Skin foundation. I felt like the finish looked kind of weird on me and I wasn't a fan of it, you know? So we'll see how I like this. I do think the packaging's super cute. It's a little smaller than most concealers, I feel like. Like here's my Natasha one I've been using all the time. Look at how little this looks, but it's okay. So I have 1.4Y and 1.3N. I think I'm gonna do the Y one. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be too light on me, but that's okay. I don't care too much if my concealer is too light. So a little doe foot like that. And let's do about that much. Again, this is my first time trying all this stuff. Like that lifting thing, let's do that too. Ooh, should I try my new little Real Techniques thing? What do you call this? Miracle 2-in-1 powder puff. I'm just gonna call it the powder puff. Okay, I'm gonna get the sponge side, and again, it's dry. Okay, let's pat in this concealer. I feel like I have a lot of control with this thing. The eye looks pretty good. Let's try the other side with my little Angie brush here. Like I said, I left my makeup mirror in Seattle as well, so I like quickly ordered a new one off of Amazon. It's just like one of these things, right? And I don't like it. It's not a good mirror. Like I feel like a little fuzzy from far away, like it's a little funhouse mirror. So I'm not loving this mirror and I think I need another new one. But I was kind of sad because the one I left in Seattle, I had that makeup mirror before I even started my YouTube channel. Like, that's a long ass time. So I think it's at least like 8, maybe 10 years old. And it was crusty and dusty, but it was like my comfort mirror, you know? I'm trying to see if one side looks better by using the brush or sponge. I think this side looks like it has a little more coverage. Would you agree? Like barely any. That's me just being super picky. I'm gonna add a little more, like just right in this darkest spot on me. Because I think I prefer the brush, I'm gonna do the brush again. I think I like how that looks. It really is a nice finish. It's very skin-like. Okay, but now I want to set my under eye, and I usually use a loose powder for that. But I am going to try the pink side of my puff. So I'm going to go with my go-to, which is the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I actually think I'm running kind of low on this, and I don't know if I've ever finished a loose powder before. No, that's a lie. I remember like back when I started doing, like really getting into makeup, I definitely finished a whole thing of the Airspun powder, right? Airspun, the one that's like really smelly. Okay, so I'm gonna try the pink side of this Real Techniques sponge, and I'm gonna press the powder in, and then I'm gonna press it off on my hand a little bit just to work it into the sponge. I saw Patty Alonso do this. It's definitely setting a lot because you can see how glowy the foundation was right here, and now it's like super matte right there. I don't know if I like how the sponge feels under my eye. It's pretty stiff. I'm just gonna dust kind of on top of that powder with nothing on this brush. One of the brushes that I left in Seattle was my Sigma F35, my like favorite brush for under eye powder. So I'm using this BK Beauty one, which is a very similar shape, but I feel like losing my brushes is kind of forcing me to use other brushes, which I think is a good thing, so I'm going to see that positive side of it. Okay, I like how the powder set under my eye. I feel like it looks really, really good. But now here's my problem. So I have a cream blush and I have a new setting powder. which one do I use first? Because not every cream blush will go on okay on top of a setting powder, but some do. Let's set the face. I think I want to tone down this glow a little bit. Super excited about this setting powder. Again, it's the LYS Triple Fix Setting Powder. I've only tried, I think, one other product from LYS, and that's their concealer. So I want to try more from the brand, right? But I'm just like slowly buying things one by one. But I freaking love this triangle. I think it's so stinking cute. I've heard lots of good things about this powder. But let me tell you why I bought it. Because I'm having beef with my Kosas Cloud Set powder. I'm using BK Beauty 103. Oh, the shade I got is Resilience, which is translucent. So my beef with my Kosas powder is the packaging. I've said this many times, but like my Kosas packaging keeps breaking. The cap always breaks off on my Kosas Cloud Set powders, and it is so annoying and so frustrating because I love that powder. Okay, let's hold on one sec. Let's compare the two sides. This side definitely looks set. Like, see how much glow there is, especially like right here in this cheek. Lots of glow. A little more set, but it still has some glow. So I think I like that. Okay, anyways, the other beef with my Kosas powder is that one day it was like, it's been sitting in my drawer. I didn't travel or anything. It's just chilling there. And I go to use it and the whole like domed part of the powder just completely fell off and broke and shattered. And so I only have a tiny bit of product left of the color that is like my most used, which is Breezy? Yep, Breezy. So the whole dome of the powder broke off and now it looks like I hit pan, but I didn't want to hit pan. It's not my fault that it hit pan. And because I just keep having these issues over and over again, I've been on the market for a new pressed kind of setting powder. But I like the Kosas one because it still shows some glow underneath the powder. But I heard so many people talking about this LYS one, so it's been in my Sephora cart. It's been sitting there for a minute. Okay, I kind of feel like my pores popping through a little bit. I also didn't use a primer, which could be why. The next product I bought is the Rose Inc Cream Blush in the shade Heliotrope. Like I said, I have heard so many people talk about this specific shade, and now I have never really tried any makeup from Rose Inc. I don't have anything right now from them. I do have their toner, but that's it. It's my first time trying a little Rose Inc product, so I'm excited about this. I did swatch this last night when I got the package, and it feels kind of thick. It almost feels like my Melt Cosmetics blush lights. Are you kidding me? That's like a beautiful, perfect pink color. Another brush I lost in Seattle is my BK Beauty 109. It's the 101, but a smaller version, and it was my new favorite for cream brush. I always say brush. And it was my favorite for cream blush and bronzer, and now I need to buy one. Again, try different brushes. Doesn't this look kind of nice? It's like kind of fluffy. This is the 106. I don't think I've used this one yet. And like I said, I did set my face, and some cream blushes don't go with some setting powder. But I got faith in these products. We'll see. This is a gorgeous shade. Okay, it's actually sitting pretty well on top of the powder. Yes. What I like about this blush too is that you can't pick up too much. It's not one of those blushes that like you do one swipe of and it's gonna be way too pigmented. It feels very easy to work with. But I will try it one day on top of a unset base, or even just by itself on a natural makeup day. So I didn't buy a new bronzer, so I'm just gonna use my Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Bright Side. I love the tone of this cream bronzer. It is slightly more cool toned, which is kind of tricky to find in this type of product. I just realized I didn't set my eyelids, so I'm gonna take more of the LYS Triple Fix. Just put that on my eyelid. Uh-oh. My under eyes are not looking good. I can like see a powder separation of where I set my under eyes with that e.l.f. powder versus where I set with the LYS powder. So to fix that, I'm gonna take my Hourglass powder. I have this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Trio, and I just mix these two lightest shades in that same BK Beauty brush. And I'm gonna place this kind of where I would place my highlighter. So I'm putting it right on top of where that weird separation is happening. And because this powder has a little bit of a sheen and a glow to it, it kind of like camouflages that issue, if that makes sense. Okay, it's not perfect, but I think it's better. I am gonna add a little bit of powder bronzer to my face. I'm gonna use my Hourglass Ambient Nude Bronze Light that I did hit pan on, and I'm so freaking excited about that. And I'm using a BK Beauty 107 because I left my Sigma bronzer brush in Seattle. Now for my eyes, I'm going to take that same bronzer on a giant fluffy crease brush. And this is a BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A503. I actually haven't used this one yet, but I do want a big fluffy brush for my crease. So I like to relax my face and kind of do an inner nose contour right here. And I bring that into my crease. This is kind of like my everyday makeup look. I like to have like a really nice base and then very minimal on the eyes. And then I'm going to run a little bit more of the bronzer through my outer crease. And I'll bring a little bit under my eyes. In the next video you see of me, I might be all blonde. Look how bad my roots are on this top part of my hair. And then like my sides are just my natural color, right? Now I'm going to do a highlighter. I'm going to take my Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio, and I'm just going to take the highlighter shade right there. I like to use this one when I just kind of want something softer than my Rare Beauty ones, because those ones are pretty intense. Part of me really wants to add more blush, but I'm like, I should tone it back on the blush a little bit, I feel like. So I'm just going to set my face with some Urban Decay All Nighter. And now time for the new Saie mascara. So this says it gives you thick, bold, lifted lashes. One thing I've learned with buying mascaras is always get the mini size, just because mascaras can be so hit or miss. So here's what the wand looks like. I usually like these kind of wands. They're kind of a little pokey looking. Is that a ball in the end? And a pokey thing at the top. It looks like one of those balls, but like a flattened ball. Look at this. Doesn't it look like a flattened ball at the tip? I feel like that could be, ooh. God. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's just go straight in with this mascara. I do have a lash lift and tint too, so I feel like any mascara can make my lashes look better right now. The brush feels very lightweight, which is nice. Ooh, I think I like this. I like the tip of this. It really helps to like separate the lashes. If you get a little clump, just kind of like wiggle that back and forth. I'm not going to do my bottom lashes today though. I don't know why my eyelashes on my right eye, they just like don't want to be tamed together. They just want to like do their own crazy thing. You ever think about how weird mascara is just as an item? That people decide to put black stuff on the hair that grows off their eyeballs. Okay, I'm gonna let that mascara dry and then I'll clean off any marks. I'm going to highlight my eyes with my Rare Beauty Enlighten. Okay, I still feel like I'm just really glowy right here. So I want to try to lay more of the LYS powder and just see what it does. I'm a little nervous though. Just like right in my smile lines kinda around here. I'm thinking maybe the cream blush just added some more of that kind of glow back to my face, which is fine, but I don't want it everywhere. I just don't like how my pores are looking right now. And straight up, I normally don't really have issues with my pores. So I'm not sure if it's the blush, skin tint, or powder. I'll slowly have to find out over the next couple days. Okay, I just like to take a little Q-tip, clean off my mascara marks. I actually didn't get much mascara on my eyelid, which is kind of shocking because I normally get a lot. Okay, and the marks are pretty easy to clean off, so happy with that. Oh, I need a lip. I don't think I have anything new, right? Or something I haven't used in a while. Let's see. The Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Cream. Soft Rose. I think that sounds nice. And I like these ones because they're a little twist up. Okay, I haven't used this in a while. This feels really nice. All right, this is what the final face looks like. Again, it's just kind of like my everyday go-to makeup look. But like I said, I'm not super happy with how my skin is looking right now, and I just don't know which product is causing it or what mixture of products, and that's kind of the fun but shitty part about filming this type of video, a full face of new makeup. You really don't know what's doing what. So I definitely got to use these products a few more times, but you'll see my kind of final thoughts and opinions on them in an updated speed reviews video, probably in a few weeks or so, like at least a month from now, because I need to get more use out of these for sure. But it was super fun to play with some new makeup today, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.